start off with our pattern pieces. We have our 2 front leg pieces mirrored. We have our 2 back pieces mirrored, and then we're gonna do the waistband version. So we have our 1 waistband. Okay, we're gonna start by clipping our crotch or our back seam and front seam. Right sides together here. Making sure everything's lining up, and I'm gonna do the same thing for my back pieces. Making sure everything's lining up. And then we are gonna sew from here to here and from here to here. Okay, so now that we have our back and front seams sewn, we are gonna open up our back piece. And then we're gonna open up our front piece and lay it on top, right sides together. Lining up our side seams. And clipping, I'm gonna clip as I line up. Making sure that everything's lining up good. Place one more clip right here. I'm gonna do the same thing for this side. I'm gonna make sure that everything lines up good. Starting clipping at the top, I line up my top. And then I line up my bottom. And line up as I go. Still just making sure that my whole side seam is lining up. I'm gonna clip, okay? And then we are gonna sew our side seams on both sides. Okay, so now that we have our side seams sewn, we're gonna line up our crotch seam. I'm gonna start with my 2 middle seams right here. And I am going to pin, and I'm gonna go down one side and just pin, make sure everything's lining up. All the way to the edge. I'm gonna do the same thing with this side. Make sure everything lines up good, nice and straight. I'm just gonna pin. All the way down to my corner piece. Now I'm gonna sew along my crotch. Okay, so now that we have our crotch seam done, this is where you pick if you want to do elastic or your fabric waistband. I'll kind of explain the elastic waistband. So you'll take your elastic and you're gonna fold them long ways together and sew. And then I'm gonna line up that seam with the back and then quarter it, and I'm gonna sew around. And then what I'll do is I'll fold it down and then top stitch around, if that makes any sense. If it doesn't, there's lots of other tutorials on how to do the elastic. But for the waistband, we're gonna take this out of the way for just a second. And we're gonna take our waistband and fold it right sides together long ways. Or lots of people like to call this hamburger style. And I'm going to clip it, and then I'm going to sew down that side seam. Okay, so now that I have sewn my side seam, this is where I'm going to fold it wrong sides together with my seams together. And I'm going to fold it long ways. Or as people would say, this is called hot dog style. So it looks more like a hot dog bun. So now that I've got that, I'm gonna come here to my waist. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it inside right sides together. And I'm gonna place my back seam and line it up with the seam of my waistband, and I am gonna clip. And I'm gonna find the half mark, and I'm gonna do the same thing to the front. Right sides together, and I'm gonna clip on that front seam. And then, making sure that my waistband is inside and my raw edges are lining up, I'm gonna find the quarter of my 2, and that's where I'm gonna place my side seams. I'm gonna clip, and I'm gonna find the quarter of the other side, and I'm gonna clip my side seam. If you add tags to your garments, this is where I add my tag. So I'm gonna come here, and I'm gonna place my tag here on the wrong sides together with the pant, not the waistband. And now I'm gonna sew around my waistband on the raw edges. Okay, so now that I have my waistband done, I'm gonna move on to the very last step, which is the finishing of our pants. I'm going to hem mine with a top stitch using my cover stitch. You can also rolled hem, blind hem, or lettuce hem your bottoms. For just a regular hem with a top stitch, you fold your pant, the bottom of your pant, wrong sides together, sorry, half an inch. Fold up half an inch, and you're just gonna pin all the way around. Half an inch, okay? And so now that I've done this side, I'm going to do the same thing to this pant leg. I'm going to fold up wrong sides together half an inch, and I'm going to just pin around. And I'm gonna go and hem, top stitch my pants. I'm gonna use my cover stitch. You can use a sewing machine, or you can hem it another way. And there you have it. You have the Groovy Flares.